Hello everyone, this is the Southern Hellenist. I'm back with another video. So this is my first video of April, so welcome. So so my first video of April, and I'd like to welcome everybody. So in this video I'm going to be talking about temples, and about I was reading this article on Pathos about that there's a lot of pagans that have this Catholic jealousy, that Catholics have these churches, these big cathedrals, these big places of worship that are right now not being used because of the coronavirus, and they're jealous of it because this is what we used to have over 2,000 years ago, that this stuff was stripped away from us and we need to reform new temples. Well, as I go into finishing my first month as an independent Hellenist, I will say this, and this is going to be this will be a From the Agora discussion, because I think this is something that needs to be discussed by members of the Hellenic community, and of course from the general pagan community as a whole, because this is a topic that keeps on popping up a lot. Like, I would like to build a temple, or wouldn't it be great if there was temples up? There is a temple to Sekhmet in the desert in, I think, Nevada, Arizona, one of the two. I think I might have it wrong. I have the wrong states. That one is actually dedicated to all of the goddesses, but Sekhmet is like the main focus of the temple, and of course there's stories about, people allowing their dogs to poop on the grounds and all that type of stuff, and wood that's supposed to be used for future rituals being used by people, those types of things. And I kind of look at that and say, is that the kind of thing that we need? But that's just a question I like to bring out. That is something that I'm thinking a lot about. But do we really need temples? Now, there is a guy, I don't remember the state. It really sucks. I read these articles and then I decide to do a video and I totally forgot what state it was in. He's actually building a temple to Hathor, which is very expensive to do because, first and foremost, and this is my own personal opinion, people aren't exactly skilled on building temples. This was something that was learned a long time ago. And so the best thing that we can do as Hellenists is to at least have a space that is specifically for us to use. Now, don't get me wrong, I think having a temple is a great idea, but they are high maintenance buildings and a lot of money was used to keep them maintained. If there was a piece of stone that fell, you had to get people in there to repair it. You go look at the ruins of the temples, even the ruins that you can actually see a floor plan, and you're thinking, damn, this thing must have been mega expensive to maintain. Even churches like these big cathedrals, they take a lot of money to maintain them. So religious structures are probably the most expensive object to ever be created, because it is constantly being used and it wears down with time. Nothing lasts forever. For me, I am lucky. I have a room set aside specifically for the worship of the Hellenic deities. Now, when me and my brother moved to a new apartment, my living room will become my ritual area, where I will be having my main altar, and then I'm going to have other altars to deities and stuff like that. So that is, you always have to look at that. So do we need temples? The answer is probably no. There was a story a couple years back. Hold on a second. Okay. So if you go and look at attempts in other countries to establish a temple, it has been met with anger, with hatred, with barbarism. Like there was one where a guy attempted to build a temple, and he was assaulted over it. So here. Let's see if I can try to find it. Oh, okay, it was in Italy. Oh, this was an outdoor temple. Yeah. All right. Yeah, and that was an outdoor temple that was back in, I think it's 2010. So this is the thing that, you have people coming on private land and vandalizing a structure that is meant for outdoor worship. Another story that happened. This was last year. I was following it. This gentleman has his own land, his own private property, and he actually is in the process of building a temple precinct, so to speak. Basically, you have the main temple to Jupiter, and then you have like altars to different deities. And every once in a while, I actually have asked for a prayer. I'm actually going to do that today. I'm going to go on there and ask for help. My brother's still going through depression and stuff like that because of Mom's passing. So I'm going to appeal to this particular deity, and I'm also going to burn incense and stuff like that. Temples are a great idea. If you do decide to build a temple, I definitely would support it, and I would definitely say, hey, that's a great idea. But we don't need temples. Our homes are, in essence, our temples. And a lot of us, we have rooms that are separate for the purpose of being able to worship our gods in privacy, in safety. We don't got to worry about somebody coming along and destroying what we're doing. But if you want a temple that doesn't look like one, there is such a thing known as she sheds. And these are a new thing women do. It's like a response to the man cave. And basically what it is that it is it's a place where you can have your statues and have your offerings and all that wonderful stuff. And it's private unless you open it up to members. And it's separate from your home and everything. I know one group TAC actually purchased a barn, and they were doing renovations to it. I don't know if they have succeeded in getting it done. There was a date that they wanted to get it done, and I really do hope they do manage to get it done. But like I said, we don't really need temples. Like I said, they are high maintenance buildings, and but if you want to have one, I will fully support its construction and its appearance. All right, so I'm going to end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This will be a much longer discussion tomorrow for From the Agora. So I hope you see you guys around. Until next time, be blessed.